if you could see my face right now, if you could see my face right, you know I had to give it a title like that. You know I had to give it a title like that. The dimensional hole is here. I've been busily farming it in my main account, so it's been getting a lot of my attention this evening. As you can see, I'm already down 20, only 20 energy left. Actually, I went down to 100, and then if you go into the events, there's a refund event page. I'm hoping they do it for more than just one day, because when I clicked on it, so if you go into the dimensional hole here, but when I clicked on it, eventually it will work. When I clicked on it, it disappeared. It disappeared. Anyway. Oh dear me. So good news, guys. First thing I'm going to quickly point out to you is, if you haven't worked it already, it is a Devilmon dungeon for the next 80 hours of our lives. You can go in there and collect one. You can't farm it indefinitely. That would just be bonkers. Having said that, it will be open again next weekend, and it'll be open again the following weekend. So I believe, if I understand this correctly, we'll get 3 Devilmons in 3 weeks just from the secret dungeon. So that's pretty good. I like that. They've also given us the opportunity, if you haven't built one of the 4 creatures that can be second awakened, if you haven't built one, they've given us the opportunity of having the secret dungeon. Not the secret dungeon, sorry, the elemental dungeon. So you got the elemental dungeons all open, unusually lengthy period of time, and this is all in the middle of also getting a Hall of Heroes later this weekend. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. For those who are wanting to spend money, no, I'm not one of them, and no, I'm not going to. But you can see, you can see they're really pushing the Devilmon concept from the perspective of having to reskill all new monsters. In my case, it's going to be all my Inugamis, because I'm going to do it to all of them. It's just going to take me a long time. Now, I have started this already, so let's get into the hole. I haven't even touched this guy. I haven't even touched it. I want to just focus on my Inugamis. I have actually completed stage 5. It is so hard. One thing I'll quickly point out to you guys, though, what I didn't realise. So I jumped in there, and I think I wasted about 15 energy trying to develop a team that could auto level 5. I've got a team that can auto it, but it's like 2 out of every 3 are successful. So to me, it's not very good use. I might as well just stick to what I'm good at. But you can hit the test button. I didn't know you could do that. So I wasted 10 or 15 energy on this, and I could have done the test button. But anyway, so I have actually finished level 5. I found level 4 I'm doing the most success, not with that. I was trying to do some test teams to see if I could do some. So what was I using before? Oh yeah, I was using Lampus. Where's Lampus? There she is. So this is the team I've been using to do this, and I have actually been targeting the crystals on the sides, because who would have thought that that Bella can be nasty in this? So this is the team I've been autoing with, and they've had a 100% success rate at this stage. I was originally trying to push Lampus, Tark, Rourke, and Verdhill. It was majority of the time working, but again, because these things, the energy for this you only get one every 2 hours. So I was really going, it's not like, Giants where it's like, yeah, I lost it around that, so I don't know. Because the energy comes back so quickly, but this is so slow. So was it by the time I wake up after I finish tonight, I'll probably have 4 more energy in there. Wow, come to us. That's incredible. So yeah, I've resigned myself for the time being to focus here. The worst part, I knew you couldn't do it, but the worst part is I kept going, oh, where's Where's my Nat 5? Where's Poseidon? Now you'd be awesome. Oh, that's right, because you can't use Nat 5s in this one. So, yay! I've come to realise I'm too dependent on my Nat 5s. I've in my second account I wanted to do the Dark Wall there because I built him up, and I also want to do the Light Fairy, but I haven't really. I've barely touched the dimensional hole there. I don't think I've got any of the other creatures though built in any of my other accounts that are relevant to doing this second awake. So I'm probably just going to spend the energy on doing the actual the dungeon, the boss dungeon, the one that gives you the ancient runes. I've already crafted a few actually because you gain a heap of the resources from this. So as you can see, I'm 2/3. 2/3. It could have been 4/5 of the way there if I hadn't wasted so much energy. I'm really hitting myself for that. That's what happens when you don't pay full attention to everything around it. So yeah, there is a test button there, guys. I do suggest you using it because this energy is rather limited. So don't waste it. Don't do what I did. That's for sure. Yeah, so far it's interesting. The skills have also been released for all 5 of each one. So just looking at the skills, I don't know if every one of them is going to be really worth Second Awakening now. So looking at the Second Awakening information, my iPad that was on my left, which I was going to use to browse through that, just crashed it. I'm going to have to reopen it. But looking at it, I don't know if it's really the Inigamis to me, probably the one that doesn't require the leveling up, the awakening really is Bella. The light Inugami is it's good, but I don't know if it's much better, to be honest. I just think, just seems like, the thing that you're really paying for with Bella is I will do it because the increased stats is always, because remember, this is not just the skills we're talking about, they're increasing the stats of the monsters. How much so? I don't know. Be really interesting to see a before and after when I do it. Whoa! Of course, the one time it's because they're going the wrong way. It's going the wrong way. Oh, dear me. You guys, seriously? Okay. I'll probably lose this now. Did I lose the previous one? No, I didn't. Okay. So anyway, Bella doesn't seem like she's going to have the skills worthwhile, but remembering that it's the stats also that we're talking about here. We're not just talking about an increase in the... This is going to crash again. My iPad is getting so old. The new iPad. Anyway, so they're not just increased. Remember, it's the stats as well we're talking about here. So we came back. Did he come back? Did he come back? He came back to absorb the energy. There you go. Can't keep a good Rourke down. Anyway, so I mean, just quickly looking at the stats. Rourke's skills we already knew, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'm actually disappointed that I didn't come here first. Again, this is the problem. I rush in. I actually wanted to, based on this, I'm actually more interested in the water Inugami, which I've got built, by the way. The reason I'm interested in that one is because it teams up with another ally to attack an enemy, so it's the same second skill as Rourke currently has. The number of allies you attack together increases up to 3 according to your defense. And funny enough, I made him a defense base because he's a defense mon, but that's pretty bonkers. I mean, he's going to be pretty good fun. He's sort of like a surprise one to me. And I mean, the only bonus he gets from his third skill, they've turned it into a passive. So counterattack is now a passive. It's no longer a skill on its own. And the passive increases your attack power and counter attacks for 1 turn when you attack on your turn. So that one I'm a little bit confused. So is that saying that every time he attacks on his turn, he gets attack power and the counter attack all the time? So he'll just be continually attack power and counter attack. I don't know how to take that. So mine's built, I think I built it attack, cry rate, defense, rage build. But I might change that now based on what I'm reading here. So I'm tempted to do him second. Crow, the dark Inugami, looks pretty good too, but there's barely been a difference to Bella, unless the skills has increased a little bit, you know. And Ramahan doesn't seem to be much change on him either. Having said that, I mean, he now scales on all 3 skills based on his defense, which is something he didn't do before. He's only his 3rd skill. So, you know, mine was I ripped the runes off for my Feng Yen, but he was deaf, cry damage, deaf, violent guard stat. So now I'm going to re-rune. I'm you know, I've been farming dragons recently. So, you know, the Inugamis, I'm going to do all 5 in this account because I've got all 5. The war bears look pretty good. I'm interested in building the dark one because I've already built the dark one. Again, I was really looking forward to Ramagos, and he's ended up with... I honestly do not notice a change in his kit at all. So if someone could point the change out to me, that would be greatly appreciated. Maybe it's just the healing on the 2nd skill. But, you know, there's barely any difference to Ramagos. The light's probably the biggest change for the War Bears, and the dark one, though. I'm interested in the dark one because his 3rd skill went from single nuke to a passive. So increases the chance of attack landing a critical hit by 20%. So his crit rate will increase by 20% continuously. Stuns the enemy for 1 turn when the attack lands as a critical hit with a 50% chance. So that's pretty good. And I'd be interested to see, because obviously, yeah, I'd just be interested to see if that has any skill ups on that passive as well. You never know. So I actually think he could be a good violent stunner for TOA even. Looking at the fairies, again, the only one I'm looking at doing is a light one because I built her in my 2nd account. The other fairies don't interest me at all. Out of the pixies, I mean, they look good, but the only pixie that's really getting my attention is the water pixie. So you know, so I mean, in some respects, it's not a surprise. I think, you know, it's. I guess what I'm going to do, I think what I'll do is I'll screen capture the stats that my Rourke has before I 2nd awaken him and then after I 2nd awaken him, just to see how much increase there is. Are they boosting him to Nat 5 level or not? Some people are still thinking, whether or not the skills will reset. I haven't seen any information to tell me that the skills won't reset on these guys when you 2nd awaken them, so I still think that's going to happen. That's not going to change. So I'm fully expecting that to happen. Based on my experience thus far, I'm not in the mood to farm this again, just for a skill up. My time isn't. I just don't think it's good use of my time. So I think what I'll end up doing is, once I've 2nd awakened all 5, I'm going to resort to devil monding them once I've devil monned all my Nat 5s in the account. The question is, will I ever get that far? Because, you know, I've still got quite a lot to go in my main when it comes to devil mons with my Nat 5s. I might just quickly pop out and just see how many I've got left to go before I get to this point. But yeah, so this is what the whole looks like. It's actually quite. I like the look of it. I actually think it's quite cleverly done. They put a lot of art style in it, which I sort of knew already based on the videos I'd watched from to us regarding the dimensional hole. So overall, it's a rather pleasing set. I do like it's interesting. If you actually pay attention to the crystals in the way through, the first stage, I think they sort of take on an attribute of the one that they're linked with. So if you actually look at the dark one at R5, the MIDI crystals, they actually deal damage like Rourke does off his 3rd skill, which is increasing the amount of damage based on how much dots are there. So it sort of explodes the dots on you, and the other one just lands the dots. So yeah, no, I think they've obviously put a lot of effort into the design, both the visual design and the gameplay design. I'm wondering I don't know if it really needs a nerf. I mean, level 5 is passable. I just can't be bothered manually doing it 100 times, or however many times I've got. But you know, definitely I spent a good part of my afternoon on my main just doing this continuously over and over again. It won't be that like that ongoing because obviously the energy only regenerates so quickly. So I reckon I'll probably have Rourke Second Awakened, I don't know, by tomorrow, maybe the next day. We'll see what happens. So just looking at skill ups though, Poseidon in this account, he's done. Camilla's done. Theo's done. Taylor's done. Chandra's done. Bastet's done. My first Amelia is complete. I think both. No, this Bulwark. No. First Bulwark done. Second Bulwark done. Brandy is that's not Brandy. Brandy is done. Juno, I know I barely touched Juno. I think I finished the second skill. I went, okay, got more important to do. Belagu, still got a few to go. This guy has 1, 2, 3, 4 to go. Jimmy is done. Kenny's done. You're done. Katarina's done. Fing Yens, both my Fing Yens have got a bit to do. This one has none. So that's it. Diana's been complete. As soon as I got her, I was like, oh, beat all the devil ones. This one has nothing. I'd like to devil one him up eventually, but I haven't had a chance. Vampire Lord, I've started to try and skill up, but you know, and I haven't done anything to Vanessa, who I only just got last summoning session, and my second Amelia I haven't touched at all. So you know, it's going to be a while before I get into devil wanting the new gummies. So look, folks, that was a quick look into the dimensional hole. As I said, don't forget about the Devil Wand dungeon. Get in there, farm it. It's easy. It doesn't take any challenge or whatsoever to go in there and do that. If you are in the dimensional hole, before you start farming, may I also remind you again about this test function. Use it. You do not want to waste that energy. It's precious energy. That will be it. So see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be doing my second end of week summons. So looking forward to that. I'm quite excited because I actually think I've got more summons this time around. So anyway, guys, that will be it for this one. Karo signing off.